Hi YouTube, it's Neveros. We're back today with another video. This time reacting to some Smug Alana. This betrayal is unbelievable. It's a legal mindset reaction. I enjoy both. Legal mindset's a little bit long-winded for me, but that's why we're watching it through Smug Alana. So while I have a glorious mac and cheese, we'll react and let's get into it. But before we do, I hate having to ask this and say this. I never wanted to in the first place, but please, if you like the video, comment, like, subscribe, do one or all three, because the way YouTube handles the views now is if you don't comment, like, or subscribe, you're not quote unquote an engaged viewer, meaning I don't get your view doesn't count even if you watch all the way through to the end. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe. It'll help me a lot, and with that being said, we'll get into it. Link to the original video will be down below in the description down below, and let's go. I got bacon and onion in my mac and cheese.
Anyway, Disloyal Denim sacrifices Reddit and Discord mods. Fast Facts by Mr. Legal Mindset. Alright, let's watch it. He's an actual lawyer, so we know we can at least trust his judgment a little bit, you know?
Yeah, and he'll make some reasonable arguments.
I'm ready.
At least you'd hope so.
John Mindset. Yeah, geez, John Legal. John Legal.
As predicted, the disloyalty is already shining through in the Ethan Klein lawsuits, with Denim throwing Reddit and Discord mods under the bus immediately in one of her first court filings, sacrificing them to the legal corn of the Ethan Klein lawsuit. Of course, I'm Andrew Esquire, American attorney, and this is Legal Minds, where we teach you to be your own judge.
Andrew.
Already, we are having updates in this case. Now, we've had the multiple cases, obviously, Denims, Frogan, Casey Tron, and we're going to be following those bit by bit. But as I've said, in the legal world, in the legal jungle, it is every man or woman for themselves. Now, many people like to talk about one for all for one. We're all in this together. We're all part of the big community. And that may be...
There is an exception. And it reminds me of a, what was it called? Blue Bloods. Yeah, it's a TV show called Blue Bloods, a cop drama. And the episode I'm alluding to, I don't know which one it is, but the police chief, his granddaughter, gets pulled over. Now, she's driving the car, right? Except that they find a felony amount of dope in the car. Nobody comes forward about the dope. Everybody, I get the impression that everybody knows who it was, just nobody came forward, right? And they all kept the code of silence because a friend doesn't snitch. Well, a friend, in my mind, also doesn't let. So, if nobody came forward about the dope, then all of them get a minimum 5-year sentence, a felony, and a permanent black mark on their record, right? But the owner of the dope, if they came forward, only he would suffer, he or she. So yeah, okay, friends don't snitch, but I think a friend doesn't let their friends go down for his mistake either. So yeah, every man for himself, except I'm not going to let people go down for what I did wrong. So there's that.
Well and good in the realm of feelings or in the realm of streaming or whatever else. But once you're in the courtroom...
That's not to say that Frogan, Casey, Tron, and Denims are actually friends, but she is friends with her mods, I assume, so we'll see where this goes.
People do not like hearing this. Like, we're gonna stick together, and then they get into the courtroom in the real life, and they're like, oh, wait a minute, actually...
Yeah, they get into the courtroom, and they're like, he did it! It was him!
Yeah, people think it's all chummy and everybody loves each other in there, but really, in reality, it's not like that at all.
Legally, whether you like it or not, these defendants are all in it for themselves. That's why each defendant will need to have their own individual counsel, because ultimately their responsibility to defend themselves falls on solely them. They can't rely on these other people. And I know that maybe these Discord mods, these Reddit mods looked at Denim.
I can't. I'm sorry. A lawyer saying Discord and Reddit mods unironically just physically hurts me.
Looked at Casey Tron, looked at Frogan, and saw these massive legal funds. They saw all this money in those legal funds, and they thought that was going to go to help them as well. They thought that would help their case, that would help them fight back against what they want to fight back against. That's not happening at all. And we have receipts today showing that Denims has already done this. So in this court filing, in this case, of course, TED Entertainment, that's Ethan Klein. I'll just refer to TEI as Ethan Klein, California Corp against Alexandra Marwer Saber, aka Denims.
I just realized if I go to court and someone doesn't want to say Smug Alana, they have to say SA.
And the 1 through 10, which are the mods. So this is a joint stipulation granting plaintiff, that's Ethan, leave to serve third-party subpoenas prior to the Rule 26F conference. So what this is Ethan Klein wanted an expedited subpoena against these mods. So he's trying to fast track subpoenaing these mods. And this is not something that is necessarily 100% granted all the time. There are things they could fight back. There are things they could push back against. And this isn't something they necessarily have to agree to. But when you look
subpoena doesn't mean that it's like, they're going to get it granted.
Here, when you look at the actual document and you see what happened, these guys talk. So obviously Ethan Klein and the attorneys for Denims had a conversation after Denims was served with a complaint. So Denims received the complaint. The complaint is the list of everything that Ethan Klein is alleging against Denims. They contacted Ethan Klein's lawyers to discuss preliminary matters related to the case. Here's the sauce. The counsel for Klein responded to the counsel for Denims and explained their intention to file an ex parte application for expedited discovery.
The subpoena.
So faster than normal discovery against Reddit and Discord for obtaining personal information. So we're talking names, emails, whatever information
so they
that
doxed
Reddit
as
and
well.
Discord have. Any information they have, they're going to turn it over. Of the H3 Snark mods prior to the conference of the council under Federal Rule Procedure 26F. The counsel for Denims responded to the counsel for Klein to set up a time to confer. They agreed to confer on July 1st. On July 1st, the counsel for the parties conducted a telephonic meet and confer regarding the ground. So they talked on July 1st. The counsel for Denims agreed to their request to seek
my God, she's ratting on them.
Expedited discovery from Reddit and Discord to obtain their personal identifying information to name them in the complaint and serve them.
There's no way she's actually just throwing them under the bus like that.
They agreed to enter into the joint stipulation to grant Klein leave to serve these subpoenas. So there is no objection.
So Denims is going
from Denims whatsoever.
Yeah, she just.
So Denims is like, oh, you want to sue my mods and everything? Go right ahead.
So Denims, their counsel had the ability to object to this. They had the ability to fight back against this. They made a decision. They elected to say, we are not going to raise any defense on behalf of the Reddit or Discord mods. We're not going to defend them in any way. We're not going to push back.
Denims be like, yeah, sure, you're on your own, bitch.
Against this. We're not going to say, hey, let's wait till after we do this conference, which is when we would normally have discovery. Normally discovery would happen later on, right? No. Let's let them get all of their personal identifying information. Let's let them make this happen now. And I think this may be surprising to a lot in that camp, in the Denims camp or in the mod camp or et cetera, whatever that is.
Yeah, so for her mods and everything, it might be a surprise, but for people like myself, outsiders looking in at the situation, my heart beats lumpy custard because I don't think Denims is a particularly good person. And so it makes perfect sense to me that she would throw her mods and stuff under the bus and leave them to the wolves. So, yeah, this move, it makes perfect sense.
We're saying horrible shit about Ethan. Don't get it twisted. Don't be like, oh, I feel bad for the Reddit mods, by the way. They were saying god-awful stuff, spreading lies, and not deleting slander. They
Yep.
are complicit too.
Who
Absolutely.
thought they were going to be this one big team fighting against the evil villain Ethan Klein.
Nope.
That's not how it's working. How
Nope.
this is going to look is more like a sinking ship. It's more like a ship that just took a full broadside from the USS Ethan Klein. It's taking on water, it's going down, and they are fighting over the one leaky lifeboat off of the ship. Not to mention that leaky lifeboat is likely going to be captured by Ethan Klein in the end. It's every man and woman for themselves.
Sucks
and
to suck.
as we see this lawsuit proceed, you're only going to see more of this. You're only going to see more instances where these parties are at odds with each other, where they're pointing the finger at each other, where they're saying, hey, this person did this. No.
Yeah, because accountability is like kryptonite these days. People cannot take accountability. This is why I would have settled, because I'd have been like, you know what? Well, in the first place, I wouldn't be in this situation because I wouldn't have done that, what they did. But in the second place, I would have taken accountability. Be like, yeah, I did that. I put people up to it. I did that. I'll take full responsibility. So that's why I'll settle. But they went the legal route and the long legal route, and thinking for some reason they'll win. It's not looking very good for them at this point.
Roaching out, Chad. Again, I can't help but think to
Roaching
myself,
out,
like,
yeah.
Alana, would you do this? And I'm like, I wouldn't even get into this situation to begin with.
Nah,
I
not
would
pre-watched, by the way.
never allow my mods or myself to fucking let this kind of shit slide. You are an awful person, man.
This person did this.
They're
This is
roaching
when the
out.
information is going to
They're
really come out.
roaches.
This is how the parties break apart. They fight when they
Yep.
get pressure on one party. The other ones are going to break, because if one mod, for example, says, hey, I don't want anything to do with this, I want to get out of this, they try to bargain with Ethan Klein, they try to get some sort of settlement with Ethan Klein. This is when the knives come out. This is when people
Yeah.
start stabbing the others in the back willingly, just
To avoid the legal ramifications, their mods will sell denims up the river because, well, she did it. She did it to them. So yeah, they will do it. They will sell her out just to avoid the legal ramifications. They're just as bad as what she is, sure, but yeah, they will.
try to escape this, just to try to get out of this.
Oh,
And this is-
wait, that's kind of like how it works in criminal court, right? They try to bargain and like give the truth.
Yep.
I didn't realize that translated into like civic stuff.
It's going to escalate as we go into discovery. We haven't even
Damn.
got full communications yet, full emails, full messages. Once those things come out, it's only going to get worse, because discovery will go deeper and deeper and deeper into the communications
uncovering.
between those parties. So as this goes forward, I expect it to be very bloody, very messy, and I certainly do expect.
Yeah, what if they find like evidence? Again, this is like all speculatory, alleged. I have no confirmation whatsoever. I'm just hypothetically, they find shit and then the mods rat him out and be like, well, Denim's told me to like start posting, and like I have DMs of her saying we need to start pushing stuff on Reddit and banning people that say
Yeah.
otherwise.
That's exactly what's going to end up happening. Yeah. It's going to be the old case of I was just following orders. My boss told me to do it, so I did it.
'Cause that's evidence of, basically being biased and horrible.
That some of these mods
And
are
not
going to
helping.
jump ship, and some of the mods are also going to point fingers back at the content creators, back at Denim,
Absolutely,
back at
yeah.
Frogan, back at Caseytron, and
I
possibly.
bet she's already deleting them. It doesn't matter if Discord never truly, Discord never truly deletes like your accounts, like fingerprints, so to speak. Even if
Yeah, and those mods, so Discord doesn't delete your account's fingerprints, so to speak, and the content creators might already be deleting those DMs, but I bet you the mods have them saved.
you delete them on your side, if you get subpoenaed by like the FBI or like the police or whatever, it's still there. Yeah.
Possibly at other content creators. It's
Yeah, and
possible
you're destroying
as other ones
evidence
were involved
too.
here.
True.
We mentioned Sean the Black, and of course there's the great white whale of Hassan, right? That Catherine Ahab Klein is kind of aiming for there. It is possible, very possible, that they could point fingers that direction as well, and that's when things get more interesting, because as we're seeing now, Ethan Klein is fully open to filing new lawsuits, as he's filed a new lawsuit today, or thinking about filing a new lawsuit today against another person on Twitter, on X. We can only
the freak mod?
More interesting.
Was he talking about the freak mod that's 43 years old and is a gooned out idiot?
Things as this goes on. But of course, we'll cover all of it on this channel. Until next time.
Are you guys enjoying the stream today?
That one couldn't have happened to a nicer person.
Johnny Somali jump scare. Chad, there's nothing better to getting your information from an actual person that works in the industry.
Yeah, so I think those content creators against Ethan Klein, I think they're pretty much done for. Might look at this one, the UK is cooked. I've been curious about that one. We'll look at that one a little bit later, maybe tomorrow sometime. But once again, if you like the video, please comment, like, subscribe, one or all three. You kind of have to if you want your view to count. It'll help me a lot, and check the links in the description down below. Original video to this one is going to be in the description down below, and with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care, have a good night, see you next time.